that low and that cold front. These are the remains of Danny, just a tropical system, low centered right over northern parts of Mississippi. Rain shielding around Cullman and back on over to Haleyville and back on down to the south around Bibb County. Tornado watch is in effect until 6 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Good deal of Alabama. Current satellite view shows some broken skies across the southeast, but mostly dense cloudiness from the chain and whipping at some local radars now. Our first local radar is going to be out of heavy weather here. There have been some tornadoes reported up around Cordova in the vicinity of Jasper, moving in the direction of Cullman in Alabama, over to Tuscaloosa along the Mississippi border, down to Meridian, down around Bibb County, right in this area here. There have been reports of tornadoes. Rain is in Muscle Shoals and Florence and Tuscumbia, moving into Huntsville now, and continues back on over toward Meridian and Jackson and Starkville in Mississippi. Very heavy rains, moving northeast rapidly at about 38 miles an hour. Let's check out the tropics now, see what is happening now that Danny's gotten out of the tropics and caused this mess. Here's John Hope.
Well, thank you, Charlie, and that's a mess enough for sure, as the remnants of Danny, as you can see, are just about past Greenwood, Mississippi right now, but some of the worst thunderstorms and the tornadoes that Charlie Walsh was just telling you about in Alabama, and Morgan, Lawrence, Tuscaloosa County, headed in toward Cullman, so do watch out in this area, and these thunderstorms in that area moving very rapidly toward the northeast at 35, 40 miles an hour, and there's where the remnants of the center of the storm happen to be right now. And this is the tornado watch that Charlie just showed you, covering much of central northern Alabama and into the south central part of Tennessee as well. Heavy rain continues to be a threat. Locally 3 inches expected in the area from this storm.
As promised now out of Centerville, Alabama, and some of the warnings we have, we just read 2:30 p.m. a tornado warning in effect for Walker, Cullman, and Blount counties. A amateur radio spotter reported a tornado near Summerton moving to the northeast at 50. So folks in that area want to watch out. Also, tornado warning out for Lauderdale, Limestone, Morgan, and Lawrence County, which is located up in this part of the state toward the Shoals and close to Huntsville, which is HSV. So folks in that area, tornado warning out until 2:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Also for Chilton County, which is located down here just to the south of the Centerville region as it looks here. Tornado warning in effect until 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A very busy afternoon, as you can see. Tuscaloosa, Jefferson, and Winston County, a tornado warning in effect here until 1:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That includes the city of Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and also Winston County just to the north and west. So a very, very active afternoon across Alabama. Tuscaloosa, Jefferson, and Winston County, a tornado warning in effect here until 1:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That includes the city of Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and also Winston County just to the north and west. So a very, very active afternoon across Alabama. And another unrelated one here for Lauderdale and Colbert counties in northwestern Alabama. Tornado warning out until 1:30 p.m. Central Daylight, because that's what it feels like. The Southwest, if you dress for the fall, you're going to be having heat strokes. It's very, very hot, so dress light there, get yourself a glass of lemonade, and get out in the shade and probably stare at the sun for the rest of the afternoon. Warm weather extends all the way out to the Four Corners area. Let's take a look at that satellite picture before we move on. Here's a lot of moisture moving northward across Alabama, eventually all the way into the northeast. And here's our next storm system moving out into the high plains. That's it for regional weather. We'll be coming back right after this. We have had, unfortunately, a lot of damage reports already in and around the Parrish area in Walker County, which is to the north and west of Birmingham. Unfortunately, one confirmed fatality there already. Quite a bit of damage around the vicinity, at least scattered about the vicinity. We have no real conclusive reports yet, but certainly a lot of bumpy weather. Still a tornado warning in effect now for Jefferson County in and around Birmingham now. Actually, a tornado not around Birmingham now. Actually, a tornado not touching the ground was observed around Eastwood Mall, moving on Birmingham's east side off to the northeast. And also, they had another report of a tornado on the ground near the Jefferson-Walker County line, which is off to the north and west of that region. But you're going to have this area, tornado warning out. Also for Lauderdale, Limestone, Morgan, and Lawrence counties, which are up around the Huntsville area, just to the west of Huntsville, out toward the Shoals. You want to watch out more heavy weather. Tornado warning there for those counties until 2:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and at 1:08 p.m. weather report had a tornado over Lauderdale County near Florence and Petersville and along the Lawrence-Morgan County. So it's really active.
This weekend, treat your family to the delicious taste of Campbell's Pork and Beans. Campbell's has been making weekend picnics great for over 80 years.
Hurricane Danny's heaviest strike came at 8:30 a.m. Central Time Thursday morning. That's when a leading hurricane eye wall bumped into the Louisiana coastline. Pecan Island provided Danny's port of entry, but some 10,000 residents left the coastal area in an orderly evacuation Wednesday, so Danny's worst played out across a marshland populated by only a sprinkling of summer homes and marinas. Landfall wind speeds peaked at barely hurricane strength. The 70 to 80 mile-an-hour gust caused some major property damage, but most reports are of downed power lines and tree limbs and of flooding. Hurricane Danny rates as a minimal strength hurricane, but it did provide an excellent and successful test of local warning systems and evacuation plans.
County in Alabama, which is right around the Huntsville area, tornado warning in effect at 3:25 p.m. Radar and storm spotters identified a tornado just south of Lacey Springs in extreme northern Morgan County, which is just to the south and west adjoining county from Huntsville. That tornado warning for the Madison County area in effect until 4:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Also for Calhoun, Claiborne, and Randolph counties, which are located more over toward the Anniston area, tornado warning in effect until 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Morgan County in Alabama, which is located, again, just to the south and west of Huntsville, tornado warning in effect there until 3:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. In Blount County, a tornado warning in effect. That's in effect there until 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And one more, believe it or not, in the state of Tennessee, Giles and Murray counties, which is located just off our map here, unfortunately.
Caused by the remnants of Danny up to 3 inches or so. And we have out still some flash flood watches for this afternoon and tonight. Elsewhere in the tropics, though, the Gulf of Mexico, behind Danny, pretty well cleared out. We don't have any threatening systems there at all. We don't really have any either in the southwestern Caribbean. This north of Panama and east of Costa Rica is going toward the west, out toward the Pacific. A few thunderstorms south of Jamaica, but nothing organized there. And in the Windward Islands, or approaching the Windward Islands, we have a tropical wave, no organization there. And these heavy showers and thunderstorms you see up here north of Hispaniola and Puerto Rico, that's low in the upper atmosphere. Pressures are still pretty high in that area, actually. Off Africa, we have a very interesting system, a low-pressure area coming off there. That's going to be moving toward the west.
Indicating some of the heavy cells still northeast of Birmingham. In fact, tornado warnings continue for Limestone, Madison, and Morgan counties in the north-central portion. Etowah, Calhoun, and Claiborne counties lining up from Birmingham to Anniston. And as we drop around the Chilton County, once again, some heavy thunderstorms, including around Selma and Choctaw, Alabama.